I love champagne, and champagne is the world's template for bubbly. But sometimes you just want something that gets close to that champagne experience, but is cheap enough that really you could stock it like soda. What I call it is BSD, bubbly stunt doubles. Little rougher around the edges than champagne from France, but they get the job done. Before actually going over these, I want us to be very practical and pass around, get a hit of it, and see today if you smell any of that honeydew quality in your bubbly. Here we have like pear. Not much of a olfactory hit with pear. A lot of bubblies have a lemon or a citrusy or a grapefruit taste, so check that out. Peach. Maybe some of the later bubblies are going to have a peachy or a tropical quality to it. All you need to know is through the fermentation process, certain grapes grown in certain areas take on certain smells. And that's why maybe a Prosecco will have a certain citrusy smell, or an older champagne might smell like hazelnuts. But anyways, those are some of your telltale smells. Wine essences, when they talk about the things that actually are in wine, it's very subtle. It won't jump out at you, and you really have to kind of work at it sometimes. What are the things people look for when they actually deconstruct bubbly? Two things to look for. Number one is it's the bubble. Little pinpoint bubbles are prized. If your bubbles are big and ungainly, Canada Dry, Coca-Cola style, that's not as prized. And then also you're distinguishing your bubbly by its weight, its heaviness. And that is often determined by what grapes are inside. Chardonnay, which is white, Pinot Noir, which is red, and then the kind of obscure grape, Pinot Meunier, which is red. And all regular champagne from France has some combination of those three. When it says Blanc de Blanc on the label, it means all white wine grapes. And if it's all white wine grapes, it might be kind of a lighter, zestier style. If it says Blanc de Noir, it means it's all from red grapes. It could be from that Pinot Meunier, Pinot Noir, or it could be actually from another red grape if you're talking about a region outside of the Champagne region. Why are so many of my bubblies NV, non-vintage? Vintage champagne and a lot of vintage bubblies are a lot more rare. And when it comes to champagne, all the houses, Bollinger, Taittinger, Veuve Clicquot, they all make their house styles. And one of the reasons why they can consistently make the same kind of champagne year after year, same richness and so forth, is because it's NV, it's non-vintage. They're not just relying on one year, one set of weather conditions. They're pulling from different years and also different vineyard sites. So they're spreading the agricultural risk, and it allows them to make one consistent style of bubbly. When you see a vintage year, that wine is more likely to be a little more idiosyncratic. One's not better than the other, but that's more a reflection of that year's weather conditions. But if you order a vintage bubbly, it's more likely you'll smell and taste slightly different things in there. And non-vintage adheres more to the style of that house, and you just happen to know which houses have different styles.